Welcome back to another video that is once again overdue, but it's been a busy week. I'm sorry, forgive me. So if you haven't seen the Calivore montage of defended PvP runs already, go and see it. Might be enjoyable. This one will focus more on how to actually fly Calivore. You'll see in the video I am attacking the same base to start. I have the first run that is defended only with super shots, and then the second one self-defended with boosts and super shots, and the third is double defended with boosts. So I'm just letting the only super shotted footage run as I explain why I'm doing this video this way, and then I'll actually start explaining how to fly him in the proper defended videos. I wanted to include several footages of the same base just to show increasing difficulty as you get more defenders with boosts, because as I said before in my review, Calivore isn't a bad dragon. He's great. He's great undefended. He is okay as well, lightly defended. The challenge really comes when there is proper defense with boosts. The boosts that are mainly problematic are definitely hammers and probably shields, because it adds HP to the towers, which means you need more ammo to kill the tower. I'm sure you get how that's problematic. So let's dive into how to actually fly Calivore and get past these challenges. To start off, Calivore is very dependent on two things. Maybe three. Planning, speed, and precision. I think they're self-explanatory. With this dragon in particular, you need a plan before going in, or else you will die very quickly. Speed, self-explanatory, so is precision. Tower targeting is also very important, but that kind of falls under planning, which I'll get more into later on in the video. You will see that as I get into Island 6, I target the Earth flag and the Dark flag, cloak, quickly burst down the front mage, cloak again, quickly burst down the second red mage, while Eulogy, the damage boost, is still on, so I can use Wake, the freeze, to freeze the ice flag and the purge, just to give me a little extra time to kind of generate some rage, pretty much. Going into mid-long, I once again target the Dark and Earth flags, cloak, quickly burst down the red mage with the damage boost, active, cloak again, burst down the howitzer so it's not pesky later, cloak, trying to burst down the ice flag, but I'm too late, so I use the freeze. So it can kind of slow me down a little bit. You will find that the freeze will become your best friend in that regard, because with Calivore the only option you have is moving forward, so slowing yourself down with the freeze really helps. And then I got lucky enough and regenerated enough rage to dirge the ice flag and the lightning, and then it's just easy from there. At this point, there's no more super shots to use, so the rest of the base is really easy. I went in and dirged both the storm and the dark flag, just so the dark flag doesn't kill me. And then I cloak, use Eulogy to burst down the red, so I can use the freeze if needed, and I just destroy the rest of the island. No big deal. And then there's farms on Island 2. It's all good. I think the first run was simple enough. The second run won't be that different, except that I gotta be faster to execute things because there's tighter timing, and of course with more hammers it's tougher overall. As you will see on Island 6, it is more or less the same approach. I double the Dark flag and the Earth flag. I try to take down the red mage. I then try to take down the ice flag for some reason, but then I fail, so I try to double spot ammo between the ice flag and red mage. I eventually make it work and use the freeze on the perch to kind of slow me down a little bit and generate more rage. After using the perch as a rage anchor, you will see that mid-long is more or less the same approach. Well-timed hammers do mess me up though with the red mage and then later with the ice flak, but I was able to pull through. I was able to double dirge the lightning and the ice flak front of 4, and then I was able to thankfully very well time my eulogy just before I get rage drained by the blue mage, and it all worked out. I burst down the blue mage, I don't die to the other lightning, and I get through the island. By now, I more or less know that I've blinked so many super shots that they're probably out of super shots by now, so I just sit and regenerate rage by the blue mage. I just stare it in the face, intimidating it, and regenerate rage. And then since there are probably no more super shots, Island 3 is once again super easy, same approach as last time. Nothing really new here. Super easy from here. And now, drum roll please, bonus run time. This is a run I decided not to include in my montage, to include it here instead, just to show my recovery on a defended, although lightly defended, but defended nonetheless, base after being slapped in the face by a howitzer. It just goes to show that as long as you have rage, you can recover. It's okay. Just stay calm. This is for any dragon, by the way. I'm not really going to analyze this run. Instead, I'm going to talk about an overview of Calivore. Generally speaking, every run is going to be slightly different. But as I said, generally speaking, your sequence of spell usage will generally be, I say generally too much, dirge, and then cloak, although not gonna lie, you can get away with not cloaking initial shots on Island 5 and just using eulogy right away to burst down towers, but the timing is really tight. But I'll just go ahead and say dirge, cloak, eulogy, cloak, eulogy, cloak. If you can manage to get a third burst in, that's great. If not, let your cloak run out and use wake to freeze and slow yourself down a little bit. As I said before, it is gonna be your best friend because with Calivore you can only move forward, so slowing yourself down slightly whenever possible helps you regenerate a little more rage that you will need later. Moving on to the next point, tower prioritization is important, but it really depends on base setup in my opinion. But just as a general statement, as usual, your top priorities will be shields, ice flaks, and mages. The priority is kind of fluid. By the way, red mages in particular. But yeah, the prioritization is kind of fluid, but that's more or less what you're going to be wanting to prioritize, unless, for example, you have a setup where you have very high damaging towers on 6, for example, and in the back you just have an earth flak or an ice flak. Let's go with earth flak. It makes a lot more sense to get rid of the high damaging towers first and then deal with the earth flak later. So basically use your judgment is what I'm gonna say. What is, however, more important for me to talk about is Rune setup. How to set up this thing. Calavore in particular benefits a lot more from rage and ammo than other dragons, in my personal opinion. Like other dragons, you can just slap on the 8% attack lifts and it's Gucci. But Calivore, the 8% attack isn't really gonna do much. I would much rather have more rage, more ammo. Personally, I would rank it as rage is the top priority, and then ammo, and then attack. Just because with more rage, you can get in an extra cloak, which will give you 33% extra ammo. So, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand, especially that ammo has a rage secondary. So, you know, just deck your Calivore up with rage and ammo. Don't worry too much about attack, you're gonna be fine. This is an ammo dependent dragon, so increase your ammo generation basically. It is also, however, extremely important to note. I believe I said this in my review video, but I'm just going to reiterate it. You can add all the rage in the world, but it's not going to make you a better flyer. So maybe don't invest too much to begin with until you get consistent. I personally have not decked out my Calivore as of yet, as you guys can see in my setup early on in the video, just because I want to be consistent. Just because I want to be consistent first. So sure, if you want to deck it out with rage, just make sure you're up to the investment and that you're going to learn to fly him, because otherwise it's a waste. Rage will not make you a better flyer. It just gives you more leeway once you actually can fly. All that being said, I think I gave a good enough general overview of how to fly Calivore that I hope is helpful enough for people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As usual, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, spread it all around. Let me know what you thought down below. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see. I've got a couple of ideas in mind, but I always love to tackle specific things that people want. And I guess that's all for this time. Hope everyone is doing well. Stay safe, fly high. I'll see you guys in the next video.